Hello, artists. How are you at getting out of your comfort zone? Are you one of those people that just kind of does the same thing all the time? I'm kind of guilty of that. But at the same time, I also constantly experiment. Do you experiment? Do you ever get yourself out of your comfort zone? And what about art business? Are you learning what you need to learn? That's what we're going to talk about. So stick around. So, in an artist's career, you have two comfort zones. You have your artistic comfort zone, where maybe you just, like to just stay within your wheelhouse, so to speak. You maybe paint in oils, and you have a certain style, and that's all you want to do. And they maybe, just for fun, you like to do some other experimenting. I kind of fit in that category. I do my fabric mosaic stuff. I like to incorporate positive thoughts. But every once in a while, I want to try something different. I just want to have fun. So I do experiment, and sometimes those experiments are so successful that they kind of get evolved into my regular, larger work, my real work. So that is something that I want to encourage you as an artist to always, even if you've developed your style and you're very, very happy with it, play around, try other things. But mostly I want to talk about art business and how we just don't try new things. We think, this is why so many artists fail at the art business, art marketing, because they just think, okay, I have to have an Instagram account. So they open an Instagram account, and 3 years later, they still have only 250 followers. And that's because they haven't really, really embraced Instagram and really tried to learn all there is about it. How do you attract? How do you improve it? Are you working on it all the time? What does it take to get more followers? So, okay, you might have read that, doing video. Oh boy, video. So this is where I am out of my comfort zone. I decided to do this a year ago. I was a little bit comfortable with video, but not to this extent where I'm actually shooting it myself, editing it myself, doing everything from point A to all the way through, all by myself. Even though I have a videographer husband, I didn't want to bother him with this because this is a lot of work. This is weekly work. So I was going to have to learn an awful lot in order to do this. Plus, I was going to have to make myself a little bit more vulnerable. At a certain age, when your hair's kind of gray, you don't look the same as you did when you were 30 years old. But hey, I'm not going to be overly critical about the way I look on camera as I would have been. I'm going to just put it out there. This is what I need to do in order to, make it work in this new age that we're in. No. This is me out of my comfort zone, trust me. So some of the things that you might need to learn to keep up with today's technologies and really, really get you out of that comfort zone. Some people, some artists I see, don't even ever photograph themselves with their artwork. They photograph their art, they post it to Instagram. You never see them in the picture. So that might be a comfort zone for you. Another thing might be video. For some people, especially those of you that are just starting out, even entering certain shows might be where your comfort zone level is at. Like, you might have a fear of rejection if you put your artwork in that show and it doesn't get in. What does that feel like, right? So you have to get over it. Because this is how you get started. You have to enter these shows. Don't worry about it if you didn't get an award or an honorable mention. It's not important. What's important is that you participate, that you go to the events, that you meet other people, and more you become more comfortable. So comfort zone means that you're comfortable in that space. So, but the more you do something, you know, I used to not be comfortable going to live in-person networking events because you had to stand up and introduce yourself. Trust me, I couldn't even do that. I couldn't even stand up at a restaurant and introduce myself to a room full of professionals. It goes way back to my childhood, I think, about standing up in class and being humiliated or whatever. So I could not speak in public. And now I can speak in front of a large group of people and do a presentation. Baby steps is all I can say. It took baby steps for me to get and to constantly put myself in a position where I had to do it. I committed to it, and now I have to go through with it. And then I started with a subject that I knew really well. So I started my public speaking about WordPress and web design, because that was something that I could just wing it. I knew it so well that I didn't have to prepare. I could just show up and I could have a PowerPoint presentation and I could do it. And so that made me more comfortable. So by the time I had to, and we all have to as artists, eventually do a speech about where we're talking about ourselves, our experience, our artwork. This is all stuff that's very intimidating to artists. And you have to do it at some point in your career. If you want to be successful, you will have to speak and you will have to talk about yourself. So a few years ago, I had a solo show, and we had a talk during that 2-month period. We had an evening where they invited people, and I had to do a presentation. And I talked about how my work evolved. I had to put together an entire PowerPoint all about me. But I did it. It was not as difficult because I had already taken those baby steps and gotten comfortable speaking in public. Now I had to speak about what was most important to me, which was my work. And it went very well. And that was, once again, out of my comfort zone. I keep pushing because I am at that stage where I will do anything, absolutely anything, to take my career to the next level. And we all have to get there. So once again, speaking about artistic growth and comfort zones, and me telling you that fabric mosaic is where my comfort zone is. It wasn't always that way. I used to paint flowers, and the interest in my work was going nowhere because, let's face it, there's many people that paint flowers, and probably many that were painting them better than I was. So I was really looking for something that would set me apart, make my work more unique. And eventually, through experimenting and trying different ways to use fabric as a mosaic, I don't know, I had done many abstract paintings with fabric mosaic and all kinds of things. And then one day it just clicked. That I needed to put words on the fabric. And so, but if I had never started the experimenting process, I would have never gotten there, so that there would not have been the growth in my work that, it just never would have happened. So also, like you'll notice on this channel, because I'm doing smaller works to do as tutorials, for you, that's my way of experimenting and trying different things. Doing the silhouettes with just one, like black with white type. I'm kind of liking how that's looking on a small board, the ones behind me. So I might start to make larger ones and see where that takes me. I want to break up this video a little bit tell you a little bit more about my process with my fabric mosaic. So on this one that I'm working on, it's again a mouth. There's going to be the teeth, and it's called talk. This one is going to be on self-talk, and I just want to I can't really do one of those like videos where it's a progression and because they take me too long to do. So I thought over the next couple of videos, I'll show you this painting while it's in progress. So to start with, I come up with a concept, in this case, self-talk, but it's just going to say talk at the top. Too many words. So anyway, self-talk is about you talking to yourself as you would talk to someone that you really love, which is something we don't do. We do the opposite most of the time. So anyway, I come up with that idea, and then I find my phrases or write my phrases, and then I create a Photoshop document. And in this case, it's shades of red and hot pink and very light pink for the highlights. And but usually they're shades of gray, like on the hand. So anyway, then I order the fabric from a company called Spoonflower. So here's my fabric. And like I said, there's going to be some hot pink. And, when I did the Photoshop document, I followed the Spoonflower color palette so that I would pretty much know what I was going to get color-wise. And even with the grays, I used their hexadecimal colors so in my Photoshop document, so that the grays are always consistently neutral, not too blue, not too yellow. If you are an artist that can do pattern design, Spoonflower is wonderful at making fabric out of your artwork, and you could even sell it through their platform. They do give artists a discount on every yard that we buy. It's not a big discount, but it's a discount. And this is very affordable. Very affordable, very easy for me to create this so that I can do what I do. I will add the Spoonflower information in the description below, so check it out. Their website is amazing. You can support other artists. You can find just about anything, the most unique designs in fabric. They also do wallpaper. So if you ever wanted to take one of your paintings and make a wall in a room of enlargement of that, you could probably get it through them. Okay, so I take this fabric and I cut it up into little pieces, and then each piece gets glued on. And I don't know if you can see this, but I have drawn on the canvas where each of these different shades of pink and red are going to go. And so over the next couple of videos, towards the end, I will show you the progress that I'm making. You know that a lot of people wonder how I do these, and it's really, this one is almost entirely fabric, except for I'm going to paint talk up here, and the teeth are going to get a paint treatment. So, but stay tuned in the next couple of weeks, and you'll see it finished. Thanks for stopping by. I hope that you have a wonderful week and you're inspired to maybe make a little bit of a change in either your art or the way you do art business. If you want, leave me a comment below and tell me what it is in art business that you would like to learn a little bit more about. I have been experimenting with reels on Instagram, so I'm thinking about doing a video on that. So let me know if that interests you. Take care. See you soon. Bye-bye.